Hi, this is Jen with Unchained Crochet. If you haven't done it yet, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to see more items and tutorials like this. Welcome to Unchained Crochet. This is Jen. Tonight I'm going to give you the tutorial for the Granny Gone Wild top. And this is what it looks like in the middle. I will hold this up to me and show it to you so you can see it's a boxy, oversized spring/summer top. And I seen a photo and just decided I was going to just do my own with the middle. So I could not find the pattern for it. So, which commonly happens when you're on Pinterest, you get dead links. So we're going to start this. It starts in the middle and works its way out. And once you get it squared up, then you can start doing these window, well, actually that's fillet rows. I did a fillet row every 4th row. So let's have a go at this. I had to write my directions down after I made the piece because I just looked at the picture and stitched away. And before I knew it, I got the whole front of it done. So this starts with the dark gray and then goes to the magenta and the hot pink. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to gut this right here because there's not enough dark gray on the outside. Some of it is from the outside, but I'm going to gut it and take some of this dark gray off of here and try to get the majority of the gray to the outside. I'm going to pause here. So I have found the middle of the ball. You do not have to do this to match up your pieces. I would say just don't worry about it, but I want to be able to at least get through the flower portion of mine with the dark gray. So I'm looking for the beginning of the outside right now. I found it. And I'm just going to magic knot these two together right here. I'm not a stickler for color control. I even like my sleeves being different from each other. So that's just me. I'm more of the artsy type that way, I guess. You can do whatever pleases your eye, though. If you want to start yours with the same color run, the exact same amount, try to figure that out, you go for it. Nobody's going to stop you. It's your garment and you're making it, so have your way. If you do not know how to do the magic knot, I highly suggest you look up a video on that. I'm not going to link it here. This is just a quick tutorial on how I did this square. And I call her Granny Gone Wild because she has salt and pepper. And then she's got this hot pink and flamingo pink mixed in with all these little flecks. I just love it. Okay, so there's a magic knot all trimmed up. And I'm just going to cut this. I don't really care if it doesn't match up exactly to the front. Don't care. So I've got this to shove back into that barf. That yarn barf is going back into the middle. If I can get it in there, I'm just going to squeeze it in there until I'm ready for that. So back inside the barf went. It's like a dog with its own vomit. That's so gross. Ah. Okay, so we're going to start this off. Now I can't read my notes again. Chain 3. I'm going to pause and get my readers. I don't see any on the desk here, so bear with me for just a sec. Bear with me. Okay, found the glasses, or at least one pair. I'm not putting them back up like I was planning to. And oh, I drive myself crazy that way, not putting things in the right place. I don't know if you've ever watched the movie Cool Hand Luke, but there's this line in there where he says, "What we have here is a failure to comply." So, yes, we have a failure to comply. All right, so we're going to start with our chain 3. And then we're going to 8 single crochet in the first chain made. So 8 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now we are going to slip stitch to the first single crochet that was made. Right in there. Now we're going to chain 3. This acts as your first double crochet and a chain 1 space. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to double crochet in the next stitch and chain 1. We're going to do that all the way around. So double crochet and chain 1. Keep going all the way around. You're double crocheting in each stitch and placing a chain 1 between them. This is doubling our stitches here. Now see, I just went into that first one where I slip stitch. I went into the slip stitch. So I'm backing out that last double crochet. We're going to join to the second chain of that beginning chain 3. Into the middle chain of the beginning chain 3. Okay, now we're going to chain 3. That counts as your first double crochet and chain. Then we're going to double crochet in the first stitch and the chain 1 spaces all the way around. Hold on just a minute. I think I have a mistake. I want to pause. Okay. Go ahead and chain 3 and double crochet into the first chain 1 space. Chain 1. Double crochet into the double crochet stitch. Chain 1, double crochet in the chain 1 space. Keep going, chaining 1 and double crocheting in every stitch and in every space from the previous round. And I will meet you at the end of the round. Double crochet in each double crochet and chain 1 and double crochet in each chain 1 space. Okay, so after you have made your double crochets in each chain 1 space and each double crochet with a chain 1 between all of them, you're going to come back to the end of the round. You have double crocheted around your chain 1 space and you reach the chain 3 starting chain. You're going to chain 1 and then you're going to single crochet into the middle of the chain 3 starting chain 3, sorry. Just slip stitch, sorry. Okay, now we're going to round 4. Round 4, you're going to chain 4. This counts as a treble. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to work 3 more treble crochet in the same stitch. then draw through all 4 loops. So you're going to do a treble crochet cluster stitch. So let's do our treble in the same stitch. You're going to work like almost all of it, leaving just 2 loops on your hook. Now I'm going to do another one. You're going to wrap twice, insert into that stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, draw through 2, yarn over, draw through 2. Now we have 3 on there. We want to do it till we have 4 loops on our hook. This counts as 4 treble cluster. Now we've got the 4 on our hook. We're going to yarn over and draw through all loops on the hook. And then we're going to chain 3. And then we're going to do the 4 treble cluster again in the next double crochet. There's 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. This time you're going to have an extra loop on your hook. You want 4 treble in that cluster. So now we've got 5 loops. We're going to draw through all of those loops and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And continue around doing your 4 treble cluster and each double crochet with the chain 3 in between. That's going to help your flower to blossom outward and grow. I will meet you at the end of this round. Okay, I've adjusted my camera angle, trying to find the perfect position with this gooseneck. I bought a new tripod phone holder. It really wasn't a tripod. It had a real heavy, clunky base, and it kind of, you can move it up and down like that, like a swing arm lamp, but up and down. And it wasn't stable, so I sent it back directly today. I just got it yesterday. It went right back into the box. So I'm going to have to find another one, try out a different one. Okay, I am to the end of the round and doing my last treble crochet cluster. So you can watch that again in case you're struggling. There's 1. Here's 2. There's 3. Now we need 1 more because you're doing 4 treble into the same stitch and leaving the last hook loop on the hook. Let's draw through all of them, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to slip stitch join into the top of this treble crochet right here, into that first chain made when we close that one. Now is a good time to stop and to count your petals of your flower. You should have 16. So I'm going to leave my hook on here and I'm going to count. I'm not counting the one that's directly underneath. I'm going to start at 1 o'clock here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I may be one short, guys. I wouldn't put it past myself. Let's count again. Counting from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Okay, there's 16 there. That's what it should look like thus far. All right, next round is pretty easy. We're going to, this is round 5, we're going to chain 2. It counts as your first double crochet. And it counts as being above this treble cluster. Now you're going to 3 double in each of the chain 3 spaces. So just go around your chain 3 space. There's 1, 2, and 3. Now do 1 in the top of your cluster. And keep going around like that, doing 3 double crochet in each chain 3 space you come to, and 1 in the top of each cluster. And if you don't mind, leave me a comment and give me some feedback on this second angle I'm trying with my phone. I'm hoping that it's easier for people to see, and I can see what I'm doing pretty well right now. Usually it's the phone between me and the stitching, and that's why I tend to drift to where I can see my project and then I get off screen. So let me know what you think of this new angle in the comments below. Okay, I'm going to pause and keep going around. 3 double in each chain 3 space, 1 double in the top of each cluster. And I will meet you at the end of this round. Pause here. Okay, so now we're back to the beginning of the round. We're going to slip stitch in the top of the beginning chain 3. Or 2, whichever it was. I think it was a 2. So now we are on round 6. If you want to check back, look at your last round. You've done 3 double crochet in each chain 3 space and 1 double crochet above each petal. 3 double crochet, 1, 3 double crochet, 1, and make sure that your stitch count is right. When this gets steam pressed, when I steam press this, it is just gorgeous. It just lays out so beautifully. I mean, it opens up the petals, everything just blossoms on you. Okay, so round 6, we're going to chain 2. This counts as our first double crochet. 1, 2. And now we're going to double crochet, treble crochet, chain 1, treble crochet, and 2 double crochet in this same stitch. Okay, so this counts as a double crochet. We're going to do another double, and then we're going to treble. We're going to chain 1, we're going to treble, we're going to 2 double. 1, 2. We're going to skip the next double crochet. Be careful that you don't lose your place. This one here is the next double crochet. We're going to skip that one. And we're going to do another one of these. We're going to skip that one. And we're going to single crochet in the next double. So in the middle of your 3 doubles that's in the chain 3 space, you're going to single crochet there. We're going to skip a stitch. We're going into the stitches and doing a shell where you're right above the petals. Okay? So we're ready. We're going to skip a stitch. We're going to do a shell right here. We're going to double crochet, treble crochet, chain 1, treble crochet into the same stitch, and 2 double. 1, 2. We're going to skip a stitch. We're going to go in and single crochet into the middle stitch of those 3 that's in the chain 3 space. Single crochet right there. Now we're going in above the petal, 2 rows below, 2 rounds below. We're going to do 2 double, a treble, a chain 1, a treble. I gotta get more yarn, excuse me. Sorry about that. Finish that treble. Gonna do a double and another double. Going to the middle stitch of the group of 3 in the chain 3 space, we're going to single crochet. We're going to skip a stitch. We're going in above the petal into that double crochet that's above the petal. Do 2 double, do a treble, chain 1, do another treble, 2 double, skip a stitch, going into the middle of the 3 doubles below, do a single, Keep going like that all the way around. I'm going to do this shell with you one more time. The shells go above the petals. So skip a stitch and do your shell. 2 double, a treble, a chain 1, a treble, 2 more double, skip a stitch, single crochet into the middle double crochet of the group of 3 below, and next we're ready for a shell. So you're going to skip a stitch and you're going to do a shell, skip a stitch, do a single crochet, skip a stitch, do a shell, skip a stitch, do a single crochet, all the way around. I will meet you at the end of this round. Okay, I just did my last single crochet right here, and I am skipping a stitch. I'm going to slip stitch right into the top of that first chain 2 that counted as a double crochet. I'm going to slip stitch right in there to join. Alright, so you can count your little leafy shapes here, and you should have 16. 1 for each cluster, treble cluster below. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. So now we're going to go on to row 7. For row 7, you're going to slip stitch in each stitch. So the next stitch you come to, slip stitch. The next stitch you come to, slip stitch. And then finally you're going to slip stitch into the chain 1 space of that shell. Actually, you can just go straight to single crochet if you want, or you can slip stitch and then single crochet into it. So I just single crocheted into my other one, so that's what I'm doing. Single crochet in the chain 1 space. Then I'm going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I am going to single crochet in the next chain 1 space of the shell. Chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Single crochet into the next chain 1 space of the next shell. So chain 7s and single crochets. Single crochet into the next chain 1 space, chain 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and single crochet. Chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And keep going all the way around until you reach your first single crochet, and you're going to slip stitch to that. I will meet you at the end of this round. Okay, so we are back to the beginning of the round. I'm going to slip stitch into that first single crochet made, and now I'm going to slip stitch in the first chain 7 space. Just a slip stitch. You're going to chain 2. This counts as your first double crochet, 1 and 2. Then you're going to double crochet 6 times into the same space. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So counting your first chain 2, that's 7 double crochet. Continue around placing 7 double crochets in each chain 7 space. We're not doing anything with these single crochets. Just do 7 doubles in each chain 7 space. And I'll meet you at the end of the round. Okay, I'm stopping here because I do want to do a little color control. I took out too much of the guts of this ball, the skein, and got too much gray. So what I'm going to do is go back here. I'm going to fasten this off. This may be a good place that you want your color to change. I do right here, because my other one, I love the look of it because it suddenly is turning into a square-ish shape. And it has like these blotches of purple and hot pink. So I'm getting this extra gray off of here. You should be able to do this top with no more than 2 skeins of Mandala or Mandala Baby or a similar type yarn. So that looks good right there. And if you go ahead and change colors, you can just follow along with me right here. I'm going to slip stitch here. And then I'm going to go back where I was, pull my tail. And I'm just going to go ahead and start right here with a slip stitch and chain 2. Then I'll plant my other 6 double crochets right here. And 7 double crochet in each chain 7 space on around. And I will meet you at the end of the round, for real this time. Okay, so I've made it to the end of the round. And I did my last 7 double crochet in the chain 7 space below. I'm going to slip stitch into the top of the beginning chain. Beginning chain 2. Alright, now this is important here. You may want to grab some stitch markers. I don't use them much, I should say. Usually use them when I'm demonstrating or doing a tutorial. But these first 2 humps here, I'll call these humps. These are humps. You're going to have 2 humps where you just single crochet across all 7 of the double crochets in those humps. So this will all be single crochet. This will all be single crochet. And then 2 humps for each corner. So this, we're going to do a graduated height to establish the corners. And the corner will be from here to here. So just follow along with me, okay? If you need to pause and catch up, pause and rewind, do whatever you need to. You're in control. All right, so I chained 1. I'm going to single crochet into that same stitch that I slip stitched in. And I'm going to single crochet into the other 6 double crochets in this hump. H-U-M-P, hump. And then I'm going to continue across the next hump of 7 doubles and do single crochets in all of those as well. Gotta get more yarn. I'm a yarn eater. Yarn eater, yarn eater, yarn eater. Okay, so we're going to do 7 more single crochets. So that's 2 humps for each side. Each side has 2 humps, not including the one at each end for the corners. Each corner consists of the 2 humps. And the humps being from your previous round. This is a hump, this is a hump. So we did 2 humps of single crochet. Now we're going to gradually increase in height to establish this, make this circle a square. These are half doubles, these little forward slashes. So we're going to do 4 half double. And then we're going to do 2 double. Then, in the last double crochet of that hump, we're going to do 2 treble. Alright, so let's do this. We're going to do 2 treble, and we are going to then chain. I think I chained 2. I'll have to look. We'll probably chain 2 there, and then go do 2 double. Make a mirror image of this hump. That hump and that hump is a mirror image. So let's do our 4 half double in the 3rd hump. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to do 2 double. 1, 2. Now we're going to 2 treble in the last double crochet of that hump. 1, 2. I'm going to pause here and double check that I did do a chain 2 between the this hump and that hump. Okay, so yes, we are going to chain 2 after those 2 treble in the last double crochet of the hump. Chain 2. Now we're going to do the mirror image of this. We're going to do 2 treble in the first double crochet of the 4th hump. Boy, I tell you, I have such a time getting my yarn off of the skein since I'm working from the outside. And then when I get a lot of it out, then I start tangling it like a kitty cat. Meow. So this is my second treble into the same first double crochet. Now I'm going to do 2 double. 1 double in the next, 1 double in the stitch after that. Then we're going to do half double for the rest of the stitches. There's 4. We're going to do 4 half double in the rest of this hump. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, remember I said each side has 2 humps? These 2 humps get all single crochet. So go ahead and single crochet across all those stitches, all 14 stitches. I'm on 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now we're due for another corner. In our corners we do 4 half doubles, 2 double crochet, and then 2 treble into the same last stitch of a hump. So 4 half double. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4. Now 2 double crochet. 1, 2. It's only the last stitch of this hump and the first stitch of the next hump that get 2 treble in each of those. So let's do our 2 treble in the last stitch of this hump. Chain 2, 1, 2, 2 treble into the first double crochet of the next hump. Now we're going to do 2 double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then we're going to do 4 half double. Have to get more yarn. If you get lost, stop and look back at what you've done. When I get to the other corner here, I'm going to show you the side. Oh, there's our 4 double, or half double, sorry. Now we're going to do these 2 humps all in single crochet. Every stitch gets a single crochet. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now, if you come to one section where you don't have 7 stitches in a hump, just make up an extra single crochet. That's all. Just put 2 in 1. Nobody's going to notice that but you. No crochet police are coming after you. All right, so now the next hump, we're starting our corner shaping. We want to do 4 half doubles. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. There's 4. Now we're going to do 2 double crochet. There's 1. There's 2. And now we've come to the last stitch of that hump. We're going to 2 treble into that same stitch. Chain 2 for your corner. And 2 treble into the first stitch of the next hump. These are the corner humps we're working. Do the Humpty Hump. Gotta get more yarn. I get tired of saying that. So now we're due for 2 double crochet, one after the other. There's 1, there's 2. Now we're going to do 4 half double for the remainder of that hump. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we've established our corner. Now see, if you look at your sides, you'll see that it's taken the shape of a square. When you press it out with the steam iron, make sure you got plenty of steam. It's really going to block out that square shape. And the square shape will get more solidified with the next round. So now we're ready for our 2 side humps. We're going to single crochet across all 14 of these stitches here. I'm staying with you through this whole round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now we've come to our corner humps. These 2 are our corner humps. We're going to 4 half double. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 2 double. 1, 2. Now 2 treble in the last stitch of that hump. 1, 2. Now chain 2 and 2 treble into the first stitch of the next hump. 1, 2, 2 double, one after the other. 1, 2. Now we got 4 stitches left. We're going to do our 4 half double. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we've made it back to the beginning of our round where we started our single crochets. You're going to slip stitch into that first single crochet, not the chain 1, but the first single crochet. That is the end of that round. I'm going to pause here and get a drink, and when I come back, we'll be on round 10. Okay, so we had just completed round 9. That was, in my opinion, the most difficult round to do because of the counting. This next round is easy. You're going to double crochet basically into every stitch across, and in each corner chain 2 space, you're going to place a shell, which is 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, and then just continue on with all your double crochets. So I'm going to get around the first corner with you, and then I will meet you at the end of the round. So we're going to chain 2 to start. That counts as our first double crochet. We're going to go into the second single crochet and double crochet. Continue all the way to the corner, double crocheting in each stitch from the previous round. Oh, I don't like that knot. I hate how they're selling us, pawning off millions to us. I'm going to take that out. I'm sorry. I have to fix this. I'm going to pause and do a magic knot real quick. Okay. Knot fixed. N-O-T. K-N-O-T. I can't spell and I lazy talk in the evening. I'm sorry. All right. So you've got your double crochet all the way across to your corner. That's what we're doing here. We are making the Granny Gone Wild top. Get it while it lasts. Granny Gone Wild. Remember those commercials, Girls Gone Wild? Now that's like everyday life. We are desensitized, you know, and it's just craziness. Girls Gone Wild. I bet there's some creeps out there that still have those videos. All right, so keep going to your corner. Stitching right along. And this, from here on, this really does work up quite quickly. And you'll feel like you're working on a blanket, a baby blanket. And you basically are. It's about the same size as a baby blanket. For me, it is. But you're going to make yours to fit you. I just suggest that you end on a solid row. And that make sure your round count is the same. Now we're in the corner. We're doing 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. Just make sure that you have the right amount of rounds. That your front and your back are the same, and you'll be good to go. Then you can tack it at the shoulders, or you can stitch up your shoulder to arm. You know that. Go all the way down, stitch it up. I haven't decided quite for sure. I think mine's going to have regular old seams. I'm just going to seam it from the neck down to the arm with the mattress stitch. If you don't know the mattress stitch, look up a tutorial on that. I'm not going that far with this tutorial. You can find that easily on YouTube or Invisible Join for crochet. And one of my other tutorials has that mattress stitch. That's what I call it. It's in the Wild Violets tutorial playlist. I believe tutorial number 2 is the seaming up. And it is very invisible. So keep going across to your other corner. When you reach a corner, you're going to 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. And then continue on double crocheting in all the other stitches. Alright, I will meet you at the end of this round. Alright, so we have finished round 10. I slip stitched to the top of the beginning chain. This row is the same except for right around here. You're going to insert your hook between stitches and make 1 extra stitch per side. Right in the middle of each side. Just make 1 extra stitch. That is to get our stitch count right for the next row, which is fillet. So you're chaining 2, and then you're going to double crochet into every stitch and do the corners in the corner. I like to place, you can place your extra stitch on each side anywhere you want, but I like to place it kind of between those 2 humps, like right above where those 2 humps meet. So I'll just go in between those 2 stitches and add a stitch. Overall, it's really not noticeable. Oops, sorry. Sorry, gotta readjust and get some more yarn. So just go all the way around, adding your extra stitch, kind of between the 2 humps on the side. I say humps, and it reminds me of my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. My milkshake brings all the boys to my humps, my lovely lady humps. Okay, So when you get to the corner, you're going to do your 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet in each corner. And then make sure you don't forget to add your extra stitch in each side, 1 extra stitch each side. And I'm going to pause here and meet you at the end of the round. Okay, so we just finished round 11. You should have that 1 extra stitch on each side. Join with a slip stitch to your first beginning chain of that round, and you're going to immediately start your fillet stitch all the way around. So we're going to chain 3. That counts as your double crochet and your chain 1 space. Skip a stitch, and you're going to double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet. Continue on till you get to the corner. This is our fillet round. Okay, now we are almost to the corner. We have 2 stitches remaining before the corner. You're going to skip your stitch after you chain 1, and you're going to double crochet in this last double crochet just before the corner. To handle the corner, you're going to chain 1. You're going to continue in your fillet, but you're skipping the first double crochet in that corner. So we're going to double crochet, chain 2 for the corner, double crochet, and we're going to mirror what we just did. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to double crochet into that first double crochet. This is how every fillet row will go. And then just keep on with your fillet. Chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet. Chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet. I'm going to stick with you for the second corner, and then I'll meet you at the end. So we're just going all the way over to our next corner. The rest of this top, you got the front and the back piece. Basically from row 12 on, it's just a repeat of fillet and solid crochet. Fillet and solid crochet. This is why we needed that extra stitch in each side, so that this count would work out right for the fillet. So I've reached the last double crochet before the corner space. I double crocheted, I chained 1. Now I'm going to skip a double crochet. Instead of doing 2 here, we're just doing the 1. Chain 2 for your corner, and mirror that. We're going to double crochet, chain 1. We're pretending that we're skipping a stitch. We're actually skipping doing the second double in that corner. Then we're going into the first stitch. Chain 1 and continue on with your fillet all the way around. But each corner on the fillet is going to look like that. So it maintains your corner and your fillet at the same time. All right. I am going to meet you at the end of this row. So You might pause here and continue stitching around, and I'll see you at the end. So at the end of round 12, we're going to slip stitch to the second chain of that beginning chain 3. Now we're going to chain 2, that counts as your first double crochet. Now you're going back to round 11, but you're not adding the extra stitch to the side. So you're going to do a solid row, solid round all the way around, and then the corner stitch where you have your chain 2 right here, you're going to do 2 double, chain 2, 2 double, all in the corners. So one solid row, round, one solid round with your 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. Do that all the way around, and then you'll have some solid rows with a break of fillet. It depends on how much fillet you want. You can do every other row fillet like you did on row 12. Or you can do it like I did it. I did it every 4th row. So it either has to, for the stitch count to work out right, you either need to do it every other or every 4th. So I did every 4th row. So there's 3 double crochet rows and then 1 round that is fillet. 3 solid double crochet rounds and then 1 round of fillet. And then I stopped with 3 solid double crochet rounds. So there are, and I like that. I felt like it worked out pretty good. Hold on, I'm going to pause and reorient the camera. Okay, I feel like that worked out pretty good because getting set up for the fillet row made it look like there was 3 rounds of straight double crochet when we really had a leveling up row to get it squared. In between this double crochet round and that double crochet round, there was that round that had the singles across 2 humps, that kind of thing. And then we did two more solid rounds, and here on this row we added the extra stitch. Then we did the fillet row. So I felt like doing 3 between them was good because it kind of equaled out as the width of this. So you can make it as big as you want. I just suggest if you want to sew your seams up, at the neckline, if you want to sew down your arm, that you stop with a double crochet row. So just keep going. Do it however you want. But just know that it's basically a repeat of a combination of row 12 and the solid rows. The solid rows are all the same. The fillet row is always the same. So you can count these here, the spaces between the corners, not counting the corners, not counting that corner right here, and not counting this corner of the fillet here. That fillet row, you should have, I believe, 21 spaces, not counting the corner. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. If you count the corner stitch, it would be 23. So after that, it's just maintaining your stitches. Make sure you don't skip a stitch if you're not supposed to skip a stitch. I'm going to do a separate video that will end this tutorial series on the Granny Gone Wild. I'm going to show you how I steam press my piece. See, look at the difference between this flower, how nicely it drapes, and this flower, all kind of bunched up. And it's just not blossoming. It's not open yet. So it needs a good pressing to get there. See the difference? It's such a huge difference between that flower and this flower. This one kind of looks wavy. This is why I steam block. I don't mess with blocking boards and the T-pins, spraying your stuff down. I don't do any of that. I always, when I want to see what something's going to look like after I wash and dry it, I want to check the size because that is fit for you or whoever you're making it for. you want to know what the actual size is going to be. So that's why I steam block before I stitch up anything. And even when I'm working with pieces like the Sunrise Fiesta top, it gets steam blocked along the way. That way everything's all steam blocked and put together, and I know it's going to fit who it's made for, especially myself. So, and I just like to look at it, you know, all pressed out. It's just so pretty to work on it and enjoy working on it. And you can look back at what you've done and where you've been and how pretty it's opened up. I mean, it's just like night and day. Look at the size difference. It's about 1.5 inches. The flower itself is about 1.5 inches bigger once you steam block it. So I hope you enjoy this tutorial, and I hope somebody makes this Granny Gone Wild top and post a picture to my Facebook group. It's Unchained Crochet. I'm also on Instagram under Jennifer Aminu, Aminu. And look forward to seeing you there. Wherever you are, whoever you are, have a nice night or day.